Before we get started, I'd like you to do a little bit of an exercise with me. So for a moment, just close your eyes and think about the strongest emotion that you've ever felt. It could be happiness, sadness, love, or even anger. Just the strongest one that you can remember having. You got it? Great. Now let's go ahead and move on. Now why did I have you do this? Well, what if I told you that your emotions can actually fuel the best parts of yourself? Crazy concept, right? Well, it sounds like something out of some psychological fantasy adventure, but it's actually how you live in your everyday life. And I asked you to think of your strongest emotion to help you build a connection to the concept. In fact, today I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to show you how to use your emotions as fuel and how you can use them to drive your everyday life and grow. But which one did you feel? Happiness? Sadness? Love? Or you like me? And feel a little bit of extra anger. Now, let's take a moment and look at the emotions first. For the purposes of time, I'm actually going to go over the for above only, just because, and some generalized summaries. But if you're curious, I'll leave some links in the description below. Now, happiness actually releases a hormone or a chemical known as oxytocin into your brain. It allows your brain to feel weightless and kind of described as your head in the clouds. And it's something that most people can say that they felt. But sadness, it's actually kind of the same coin, different side. Because now those same good emotions are being pulled away. And it can cause lethargia, lack of interest, or in extreme cases, even suicide. And then we're left with love, which is actually a tricky one because there's two different sides here as well. You have your actual affectionate love, kind of platonic, the one that you feel for your mom or your best friend. And then you have your lust, which that's an entirely different ballpark than what we're going to talk about. But where does that leave anger? Well, it's something that's kind of hard to notice because most people don't want to admit that they have it. Everybody does. Everybody gets mad, but we don't want to say it because it's very destructive. It can cause all kinds of disruption in whatever you're doing. Now, how do we apply these different emotions into what we're doing? We have happiness, sadness, love, anger, and your brain actually processes most of those subconsciously. For instance, if you go to somebody and tell them they're doing a great job, then they're usually bound to go ahead and perform better. Meanwhile, if you tell somebody that they're doing terrible, then they're generally going to start sucking more because now they feel bad and now they're going to be bad. And then love is, again, we're not going to even touch that because there's a lot of things that people have done for love. But anger, I've noticed, has two main forms that are very, very noticeable. One is actually in gaming, also known as tilting, where you get so mad that now you can't play the same. You suck at the game. And then there's kind of tilting in the workplace, where you get so mad that now your work is disrupted and now you're not getting anything done. You're not accomplishing anything. And sometimes you can actually be quite abusive to the people around you in both cases. But how do we go ahead and we turn this destructive, this horrid emotion of anger on itself and turn it into a positive resource? We need to, use it. We need to utilize it. It's something that's there. It's a powerful fuel. It's like using fire. It's destructive, but it's still there. Now, in the case of gaming, it always feels like the easiest solution is to rage quit. You want to just take a step back and just walk away. All of us feel it. If you've ever played a game and you've died a lot of times, you just want to walk away. But that's not the best thing to do. Example here, I play League of Legends a lot. It's an online popular MOBA. And I used to be actually quite abusive to my team because I would tilt and blame them for my mistakes. Then I started watching my playbacks and realized that I was making the mistakes. And I use those to grow. Same thing for the workplace. I've had times a lot of people they get so upset, they get abusive to their coworkers, to those around them. And all you need to do is actually ask people what they see. Ask for feedback and they'll most likely give it to you. Best example, when I was working in retail not that long ago, I was actually up for a promotion. I didn't get it. I had all the qualifications, I had everything I needed, but I didn't get it. And I got very, very mad that I didn't get it. And so after I calmed down for a moment, I went up to the people who were involved in the situation. And I asked them, what could I have done better? They actually said that my quality of work had gone up since the decision, and the decision wasn't even based off of my work. The decision was based off of this guy had a better foot standing above. So emotions, they're not something that you can just toss away. They're a part of all of us. They're something we're going to go through every day. And what better way to take that than to use them? They're fuel. Even anger, it's something you can use. So don't forget, when you're doing whatever you're doing, how are you feeling about it? Stop, reflect, and analyze, and just apply it later on.